Almost every country on Earth is in debt. The United States now carries the largest debt in its history, $38 trillion. Europe owes about 14 trillion, Japan 9 trillion. Even oil-rich Saudi Arabia is part of the chain. Everyone owes someone. But that raises the real question. If everyone's in debt, who's the money owed to? It sounds simple, but it touches one of the deepest truths of the modern world. Because debt isn't just about money. It's the invisible system that keeps the world turning. Every war, every crisis, every boom and collapse, they all happen within this web. But here's the strange part. At the top of this mountain of numbers, there's no real creditor. The world doesn't owe anyone. It owes itself. Still, that self-debt isn't shared equally. Some win, others lose. To understand how this started, we have to go back. England, 1694. The king is at war with France, the treasury empty. He turns to the country's merchants and says, "Lend me money now, and I'll pay you interest forever." And just like that, the modern debt system is born. Merchants lend to the crown and get signed notes in return. Notes that can be traded, bought, and sold. Money becomes a promise. Soon other nations copy the idea. Debt turns from a symbol of weakness into a sign of trust. The more you can borrow, the stronger you appear. Empires once conquered land for gold. Now they issue bonds for interest. The battlefield became the balance sheet. Today, the scale is beyond imagination. Every 100 days, another $1 trillion of debt appears. Everyone owes, everyone lends, and we're all part of it without realizing. Take America again. Half its debt is owned by Americans. Banks, funds, even the Federal Reserve. The rest by countries like Japan or China. So that famous line, "America owes China," is only partly true, just about 2%. The rest circles within America itself, a loop of promises, taxes, and interest payments that never ends. And above it all, the real power lies with the markets, the giant funds and central banks that decide who gets to borrow and who doesn't. When confidence fades, currencies crash, governments fall, and economies rewrite themselves overnight. At the core of it all sits one truth. Every dollar is someone's debt. Money doesn't exist without it, and this entire system survives on one fragile thing: trust. As long as people believe debts will be paid, the world keeps turning. When that belief breaks, the system cracks. We've seen it before. Greece, Argentina, Sri Lanka. When the trust collapses, debt becomes a weapon. Nations lose control. And yet, after every crash, the game resets. Old debts get renamed, new ones created. Because debt isn't meant to be paid, it's meant to keep moving. If America ever tried to pay it all back, the system itself would stop breathing. That's why debt has become the heartbeat of modern capitalism. Every interest payment is just another breath. So when politicians talk about ending the debt, they don't really mean it. The goal isn't to erase it, it's to keep the faith alive. Because without faith, money and debt mean nothing. In the end, debt isn't just between countries, it's between people. The rich earn from interest, the rest pay through taxes, and that's why inequality and debt rise together. The debtors aren't evil, the creditors aren't villains, they're just two sides of the same coin. But if the fuel runs out one day, we'll finally have to